Hello, teacher. We are CB process and we are going to present the project for this evaluation. Uh, my name is Sebastián de la Rosa Pérez and my partner.
I am Leonardo Jesus Perez. The project description. The idea arose by waiting to join two processes into a single machine. The sterilization process using renewable heat energies and the injection through vacuum sealing. The first thing that was done was the sealing machine, as it must have the necessary characteristics to withstand the pressure, in addition to withstand high temperatures. With without is composition being the make, and also adult put for selling chamber according to the specification of the elements required for machine construction. The construction of this part is in 1/8 inch stainless steel sheet. The tray originally consists of a central section and two welded seat parts. Sterilization chamber is the same sealing chamber but in the case the lid is placed two glass of different thickness. The first is 9 millimeter size. It is the one to withstand the pressure and time of sealing, and the second is 6 millimeter, separated from each other and distance of 3 centimeter. Um, Leaving empty bed where the to machine a magnifying glass effect when received the sun rays. The vacuum with the calculation performed a 6 cfm rotary vane pump was selected along with a 1 inch pipe for suction and air filling. For this, a terminal coated base was buoyed to maintain the internal temperature and avoid unnecessary heating. The control was performed with overload release for the pump, circuit breaker, contacts, and electric valve actuators, pneumatic sensor, piston, auxiliary contacts, and timers. In operation is a follow. When the bolts are placed into chamber, the chamber is closed. Be pressured to start button that activate a solenoid valve that activates the piston so the camera is closed. The bottles will be sterilization for approximately 15 minutes with the sun's ray. And stop the next process, which is filling and sealing the bolts. The wheel to filling manually avoid direction contact. The vacuum activation contact button will be activated just at startup. The camera will select. Once selected, the pump is activated, be removing 19% of the air in the chamber, causing the valves to seal. This air is stored. The timer will make the time that the air will be stored, and the end of is count. It will activate and allow the passage of the air return to the chamber. Subsequently, the camera will open after the process. Next, please. Objectives. Comparing the objectives initially and with the finale, once we have that the general objectives is the same. The general objective is the scene of automatic vacuum selling machine to improve the production process of canning fruit from the use of low-cost material. The specific objectives initially is analyze the form of product to determine how is it is used, make list of activities that define the use that can be given to you, and define activities specific times and compliance levels. The specific objectives finally is defining specific times for each activity and complex level, establish working methodologies for the realization of the project, implement in a practical way what has been has been developed in the analysis and study of the project, and check the scientific standard of the functional model.
Okay, teacher. For this part, the important contribution, uh, the engineer Oscar Pacheco Cano was the who helped and advised us to find the mechanical equation that will describe our process and is the one described below. Based on the equation responsible for the generating vacuum by pumping the motor, that describe a differential value of the pressure and the volume of the chamber showing in the first equation. Since the equation becomes a stationary regimen, considered for an ideal gas and constant temperature, and as established the Boolean's law, the product of the pressure and the volume is proportional to the mass of chamber, so the stationary regimen is its pressure in the equation 2. It is from the analysis of the physical variables that are involved in the focus of the camera for the generation of vacuum. We describe the illustration. The begin in this way uh, that we find the mathematical equation that models the vacuum generated of the camera. Um, P subscribe I initial pressure, um, and B uh, is equal chamber volume. C S superscribe I initial velocity, and I superscribe P inductance lost. P subscribe uh, E outside pressure, and Q superscribe D incoming gas. Okay. For the part of the simulation and testing, um, In this section, the test and simulation due to reason of the current situation, the world's request to be able to accredit the Integrative project, we are based on virtual simulation test. Thus finding the mathematical model drawing in CAD and as expected to obtain. It is then that due to the fact that the extrapolation of the jars is processed through the use solar energy and comparison of the key crystal and thermal coating is established, generate a magnifying effect reaching temperature approaching a temperature of um, 100 centigrade, and the generation of vacuum is a air dry chamber with a vinyl seal used in the automotive industry. Um, to later describe the connections and accessories that help the generation and that help the operation of the machine houses in the stainless steel sheet and highlights the compress we are distracted or will be stored. The part of the pneumatic connection used for vacuum control and a control panel which will take care of the entire process. For the internal parts, the base motor, protection, and electric connection are considered. And, and the part electric, and for the electric simulation, the process was described at the beginning for my partner. And um, in this part, Uh, in this far, finally, the graph obtained from the simulation of the mathematical equation based on the program with a lie use the engineering called MATLAB are observed in this part. Um, are observed where the control process can be observed. A yellow line is in which the signal of the desired control, and the red line is the reflection of the control system acting to reach the program vacuum level. Um, mm, at the end of this presentation, uh, we are going to give the opinion, the individual opinion. Uh, from my point of view, it can be ensured that the project has a series of characteristics, qualities, and advantage, both technical, practical, and economic adjustment to the target market that is focused on. And development still represents a great challenge since it is still its initial stage, finding later a series of problems and we solve it at time, expanding the knowledge necessary for the correction, prevention, and optimization of the prototype to the pacing of following degrees. Together, will the opportunity consultants given by the managers of each area achieving this way to reach and comply with the objective. One of the main characteristics by which it can be solved is its completely unsafely and practical application. Type provides a solution of the main problems in the productions, canned food in the region offering a completely economical, innovate, and defined option to have the required standards for food processing. In addition, to begin a key foundation of route for the processes by representation and granting the option of increasing the production. The educational model of the universe is completely practical and focused on most of its professional options in an industrial environment. The purpose of the development of a project is to establish and define the practical way to reflection and the ability to integrate the knowledge acquired with the step degrees, focuses especially in our area. The prototype established programming options for logic, controller, ensure the control the opening is closing of valve as well as the pneumatic vacuum generation pump, so supported by sensor and indication capable, capable of monitoring and measure the variables to be controlled, assemble hydraulic systems, pneumatics, electric and electronic machines. Begin ideal prototype for the development and definition knowledge in addition begin for its purpose. It can causally solve a concept problem in this region, in the region of Huejotzingo, to begin the main reason for choosing the develop and present is proposed. Um, my partner.
Yeah. In conclusion, adding to process in the single machine improves production both in time and in avoid loss. Achievement and custom recover the invest and short time. The speed of far the that there is read competition in a vacuum seal making. We have the plus of sterilization, this with a low in investment and with low product production and cost. Reading the materials we were used and that don't know harm the environment and are not difficult of obtain. And the complication and the complication the project was to place the boom. As there was no room for it, it was chosen to put it under the ceiling chamber so that is don't does not suffer the may to the use oats. We had to increase the size of the machine and make in a compare of the bottom, give the operation access to any future maintenance for any future maintenance. Mm, it was in intended to generate a production line made out of three process sterilization, filling, and sealing. The first process using solar ovens. The process are reducing the cost in expense. The nothing saving in LP. used for sterilization. Um, the second process is more complex, having to implement automatic filling involving all kinds of mechanic, hydraulic, control, automation, um, electrical and electronic device. Finally, this process vacuum cell to ensure the long-term prevention of the production. In the first instance, it involves completion similar to the second process. Side, Science it included the management of controlling the pressure of different atmospheres, creation of a hermetic chamber, extraction, storing, and drain, drain direction of the air extracted for the vacuum chamber.
Okay, teacher. Thank you very much for your time. That will be all. And we were CV process. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.